don't have a ton of them. And so I debated to myself, should I bring Derek and Susan 1 or 2 copies? And I thought, well, heck, I should bring them 2. I mean, who deserves 2 copies more than those 2? Why should they have to share one? So I did, and they were really happy. And Susan, I said, if you guys want to, I'm happy to give it to you. If if you want one, that's fine. And Susan said, well, there are a lot of people in the band. People are going to be fighting over this, so 2 would be awesome. And there, so appreciate that. And Derek seemed excited to read it. Susan did too. So that was great. And so I shared that photo, and afterwards somebody had said to me, maybe they were giving me credit for them going into Blue Sky, which I'm absolutely sure is not true. But a writing professor one time told me, take credit for anything somebody gives you. Never say I hadn't thought of that. Just say thank you very much. So I'll say thank you very much. They played Blue Sky because of me. I'm glad to have heard it. They also went pretty deeply into Santana's Soul Sacrifice. Forget which song that was on. I think
I played with I Want More.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was cool. That was great. Big fan of the teases.
Yeah, I also saw another comment on your Facebook. Someone asked, "Did you jam with Derek and Susan?" And then then you're like, "No, I didn't get a chance to," or they were about to rehearse, or people were coming in and out. And then I looked closer at the picture, and I did count 3 guitars in the picture. I'm like, "Oh, maybe you would have
Yeah,
had."
I would never ever be so bold as to say, "Hey,
Right? No, I
especially this is literally half hour before they go on or whatever." Yeah, no, I really wanted to make sure I saw that, had a chance to see them, to give them the books, and I was supposed to go back after the show, which of course I did do eventually. But you never know. After the show, things can happen. Someone, a bad show, someone has a fight, someone doesn't feel well, so they have to meet with the sound man. Stuff happens. So I just wanted to make sure I had a minute to hand them the books. And so I talked to Skip, the road manager, and he was, they were into it, but he told me when I came back, they're rehearsing soon. So, you only have like 5 minutes. And sure enough, like as I walked into the dressing room, Susan and Derek were sitting there as you see in that photo. Gabe was at his piano already. And no one else was really in the room, but as we were talking, which was only, 5 or 10 minutes, people were drifting in. So, I was in there right before they started rehearsing. It literally, the band was just floating in as I was, as we were talking. And so I told them to have a great show and went out to my seat.
Very cool. Yeah, we're looking at the photo here, and they look super happy in the photo. Like this, I mean, they look genuine. And I didn't even think of the other 10 members in the band because
Yeah.
they might have some time to read on the buses
Yeah.
and the travel and during
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
daytime
So,
and living their night lives, as musicians, so to speak.
yeah, I will say Susan was the one who said that she would share it with other guys. Derek didn't look like he was letting go of his, which I was, of course, honored about.